Welcome to the WCG for Match 2 of the 2020 Australia ADT20 Big Bash, which sees last year's semi-finalists, the six offenders, taking on tournament newcomers, the WCG Babes, to get us underway in Group B. This is the second of four groups across this year's competition. The six offenders after last year's semi-final appearance, one of the four seeds for the competition, and will head Group B and are expected to breeze through to the quarterfinals. They are joined by their opponents in this one, the WCG Babes, who make their first appearance at the Australia ADT20 Big Bash and bring some feminine firepower to the competition. And rounding out Group B, it's the men in purple 60 Grit, who make their second appearance at the Australia ADT20 Big Bash, and given their reasonably kind draw in this year's competition, will be expected to make a maiden finals berth. So as we take a look at both sides for today's tournament, it's a family affair for the men in yellow, as the six offenders will this time be led by Daniel Hancock, who has won the argument at the dinner table to captain this side today. The WCG Babes will be led by Connie Faciliatis, who makes her full WCG debut in this year's tournament. Nathan Hancock also features once again for the six offenders after leading them to a semi-final berth in last year's edition. And it's a return to the WCG for Sam Guy, who lines up for the WCG Babes today. Her first appearance at the WCG since Season 1, and will be looking to make up for lost time. And speaking of making up for lost time, it's a return to the WCG for the Hall of Famer Brett Hancock, who returns to accompany his two sons in the pursuit of T20 glory. And rounding out the sides, it's a full WCG debut to Stella Kokinos, whose face may look familiar if you're a follower of Dessert Boxes on Instagram and Facebook. The six offenders have won the toss, and they have elected to bat first. So it is going to be Brett Hancock making his return to the WCG after a 3-year hiatus, who will get first use of the track here for the men in yellow. Can he make his sons proud and get them off to a great start? So match 2 about to get underway. It'll be Connie Faciliatis around the wicket to Brett Hancock. In now, and it's a floated delivery, but she's bang on the money first up. So it's a good start for the women in pink, whose hard work in preparation for this tournament looks to be paying off. Faciliatis to continue to Hancock in the opening over, and she's in once again. It's another floated delivery, and it's wide outside the off stump, and this time Hancock leaves it alone. So a cautious start here for the returning Hancock, and despite the fact that it's only 10 AM, he might have already cracked the 10 can mark. As Faciliatis continues again to Hancock, and this time he's able to get it away down the ground for a boundary. So he's off the mark for the tournament. It's a short delivery, and Hancock puts it away. It'll be Samantha Guy to bowl the second over of the innings, and she's in now to Brett Hancock, and this one's a good full delivery, which is also bang on the money from the get-go. So a good start here from both girls, as that's a beauty to begin with. Guy to continue to Hancock in the second over, as she's in now. This one's a good full delivery, but it slides down the leg side, and this one will be called a wide. So all in all, pretty decent start here for the women in pink. The six offenders no wicket for 8 into the second over, and will need to get a wriggle on pretty quickly, as Guy's in for the final ball of the over, and this one slides down the leg side for another wide. So we arrive at the final over of the innings, and the skipper has hooked his old man, and I wonder how that's going to go down at the dinner table. I think Hancock's weekly allowance will be going down by a few dollars, as Brett doesn't look amused. So it'll be Connie Faciliatis to bowl the final over of the innings, and she's in now to Hancock. She starts with a decent delivery, but Hancock gets this away first ball for a boundary, so he's not mucking around. He moves along to 4. The six offenders no wicket for 16. Faciliatis to continue around the wicket to Daniel Hancock, as she's in there, and this one's another floater delivery. Daniel Hancock's on the back foot and slashes it through the offside once again for back-to-back boundaries. So he's begun his innings on fire. Skipper v skipper once again in the final over, and she's in there, and this one drifts down the leg side, and Hancock hammers this on the leg side, and this has gone all the way for 6. So he's making up for lost time here as the skipper. No wicket for 26. 2 deliveries left in the innings. Faciliatis will continue again now to Hancock, and it's another one that drifts down the leg side, and it's another one which sails to the boundary. This is becoming a very expensive final over. So we arrive at the final ball of the innings, Vasiliadis into Hancock once again. This one lands off the pitch and it's driven down the ground for another 6. Hancock finishes 24 not out and the ladies will need 38 to win. So after a decent start with the ball for the WCG Babes, it deteriorated towards the back end of the innings. Hancock hammering 25 off the final over to lift his side to no wicket for 37 after their 4 overs. And they'll be sensing a big opportunity to get their tournament underway with a bonus point. So it's going to be Samantha Guy who will get this run chase underway for the WCG Babes. Returns to the WCG after a 4-year hiatus. Can she get the girls off to a good start? So it's 38 to get for the Babes. It'll be Nathan Hancock the ball the first over of the innings. As in now over the wicket and it's a full delivery outside the off stump, but it's been given a no ball. He's overstepped the mark first up and the Babes are away. Hancock to continue to Guy in the opening over. As he's in there and this one's a full straight delivery and it knocks Guy over, but he's overstepped the mark yet again. So a dramatic start to this run chase. Yeah, that is a massive no ball. Sam Guy spared a life early. Can she make full use of it? Hancock to continue to Guy in the opening over. As he's in there and this time he keeps his foot behind the line, but he can't keep the ball inside the lines, and this one will be a wide. So it's a horror start with the ball for Nathan Hancock. The Babes no wicket for 3. As Hancock is in once again to Guy and it's a back of a length delivery and Guy gets a top edge but only helps it over the fence. So she goes for a duck on a return to the WCG. The Babes 1 for 3. It'll be the skipper Connie Vasiliadis who makes her way to the crease at number 2. Has some work ahead of her to get her side up towards this target as they require 35 runs off 15 deliveries. So it'll be Daniel Hancock to bowl the second over of the innings. As he's in now to Vasiliadis, and it's a good length delivery and Vasiliadis has a massive swing and this one goes straight through the Babes skipper. No mercy shown by the men in yellow. Hancock to continue around the wicket to Vasiliadis. In now and this one's a good length delivery outside the off stump and it's another swing and miss for the WCG Babes skipper. So the task gets even greater. She's going to have to start finding the boundary pretty regularly here as it's skipper v skipper once again in the second over and this one's a full toss. And Vasiliadis can't get it away. Here, Hancock might have been fortunate to get away with a no ball. Oh, that one was borderline. Well, this is the moment the WCG's been waiting for. It'll be Brett Hancock to bowl around the wicket to Vasiliadis. As he's in now, and this one's a full floater delivery and it's heading towards the boundary. And the skipper cuts it off just in time. So that was nearly the first runs off the bat for the Babes in franchise history. As Hancock will continue again to Vasiliadis. And it's another floater delivery which he gets away, but can't beat the skipper there at mid-wicket. It'll be Hancock to continue to Vasiliadis around the wicket. And this time she does get it away and she gets it away for 6. It's all the way for a maximum. So the first ever runs for the WCG Babes off the bat is a 6. And they're going to need a few more of them. 29 required of 6 deliveries. As Hancock is in for the final ball of his over. And it's another hand grenade there from Hancock. She turns his way on the leg side and will move through for a single to end the over. So the Babes will need a miracle in this final over as Nathan Hancock will now bowl to Vasiliadis. This one's a full delivery outside the off stump and it's another swing and a miss for the skipper. So it looks like the 6 offenders are going to get their tournament off to the ideal start as Hancock is in once again around the wicket to Vasiliadis. This one's a full delivery and Vasiliadis hammers this, but she's hammered it out of the WCG and the umpire has given her out. The question marks over the legality of the delivery. Yeah, that's borderline again. But her impressive first innings at the WCG comes to an end. So it's Stella Kokonos, the debutant, who trudges out for the final 2 balls of the innings. The Instagram and Facebook sensation looking to transfer that onto YouTube. And important to note that she's never held a bat in her life. So the 2 cocks face off against each other as Hancock into Kokonos. And it's a full flighter delivery and she gets plenty of bat on this. But she can't get it past Nathan Hancock. So the final ball of the match, Hancock into Kokonos and it's a swing and a miss as the 6 offenders cruise to a first up victory. So it was a valiant first effort at the WCG for the Babes, but they have been soundly beaten by the 6 offenders by 25 runs, who get their tournament off to the ideal start and rocket to the top of Group A. Plenty of positives for the WCG Babes to take into their next match, particularly that of their skipper Connie Vasiliadis, who was impressive with both bat and ball. So as we look ahead to the next match of the tournament, and it's a massive one in match 3, as the two previous winners of the competition face off to get us underway in Group C. It's Matt White's defending champions Wet Up, taking on Brendan Scott's two-time champions How's That? A mouth-watering fixture coming up next.